In this powerful episode of the Up Doe Podcast, we're joined by Daniel Ferguson III, a real one from the heart of Detroit with a legacy rooted in redemption, leadership, and the love for the community. Once tied to some of the most controversial chapters in Detroit history, Daniel's story is anything but over. He's now the founder of the Brothers of Kelly Park, a movement that's reshaping neighborhoods, restoring hope, and proving that second chances build stronger cities. Tune in and we'll talk about his connection with the former Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick, his cousin Bobby Ferguson, building community projects after incarceration, fatherhood, forgiveness, and faith. This episode is raw, real, and deeply inspiring. Detroit doesn't just survive, it reinvents. So let's listen to this episode and hear what Daniel has to say. Wherever you watch podcasts, please subscribe to the Up Doe Podcast. We appreciate your support.
Okay.
What up, though?
What up, Doe
Podcast. Today we got a great show, and we're talking to Detroit's own D. Ferguson. What up, though?
What's happening, y'all? What's going on, Detroit?
What up, dog?
My man.
We want to hear about, in summary, just looking at your bio and everything, that journey from high school, you know what I'm saying, to community leader, and then, a successful, businessman, and everything else. So, thanks for coming on, man.
No, thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys having me. It's always a pleasure whenever you can sit and talk with your people about some real stuff too.
Right.
For those who don't know you, who are you?
Describe
yourself to the audience.
I'm just Daniel Ferguson. My name is Daniel Ferguson, but my friends call me Big D. And I'm just an average guy. Native Detroiter, born and raised, college educated, entrepreneur, community activist. My mama's son with my daddy work ethics, so family man, I got 3 children. My daughter's an athlete, all my boys was athletes, my ex-wife was an athlete, so that's pretty much it. There's a lot of intricate things in there, but hopefully we can talk and bring them all out, I'm not too big on tooting my own horn or I did this or I did that.
We're gonna help toot it for you.
Yeah, we in a conversation.
Successful brother, man. Successful brother,
Yeah, I ain't but humble first,
but successful brother. It's all good.
Yeah, first and foremost, because that's just me. Some people say, "Oh, he's a gentle giant. He's humble," and it is what it is.
Yep. Yeah. Well, let's hear something. I know I associate just earlier years, in terms of basketball, hearing your name and stuff like that, and I know that's an integral part in with, your life and things. Looking at the bio. So touch on some of that.
You went to Cooley, right?
Cooley, right?
I thought so. Okay.
Cooley.
Shout out to Cooley.
I tell everybody every chance I get, basketball has been very good to me. It's given me some lifelong friendships. It's shown me tenacity, discipline. It's educated me on camaraderie, on teamwork. Like I say, ball is life. I really, truly believe that. A lot of my success, I can contribute to basketball and the things I learned from playing basketball and just being an overall winner and being a good teammate and just being a good person. And a lot of that I contribute to basketball and my parents and, just my upbringing and stuff.
Right.
Who was the best coach you had in high school?
Who, you said what?
Who was like your favorite coach in high school? Or say, name a coach that might have had the most influence over you, or you think you might have learned the most from this particular?
I would have to say Ben Kelso. I would say Ben Kelso. My high school coach was that guy. He was that guy. He was a hell of an X and O guy. Now, I can't say he was the best. We had a mutual respect for one another as far as he was the coach, I was the player. It was his team, and that what he taught us has made us successful. I'm still in touch with all my teammates that are still alive.
Wow.
I still talk to them. I reach out to them. Anything I'm doing, they're more than welcome to come. I had Ronald Hawkins, who was my point guard. He was up at the camp yesterday working with the kids, and then I rent my porta potty for the camp from DeJuan Sewell, who played at Person. He was So everything I do, I try to encompass it with things that I'm doing now. Like Derek Coleman, he's my mentor. That's like my big brother.
Right.
He's like a mentor. Terrence Wheeler, he's a mentor. And these guys are doing the things that I aspire to do. So I surround myself with people like that and work my magic.
Right. That's dope.
I still talk to Doug Smith. That was my teammate at Missouri when I signed with Missouri and went to Missouri for that short little time. I still talk to Doug Smith to this day. I talk to Anderson Hunt to this day. I'm in contact with everybody I played against and played with I still talk to him, man. We inspire each other. We help each other, you know, stuff like that.
Right.
Wow.
Yep.
That's all right. That's
I
all
ain't mean
right.
to be name dropping like that.
I
But,
get you. That's
you know,
cool.
yeah,
And you know
yeah.
what?
That's cool.
We local too. So
Right. So
I'm from
yeah,
Detroit,
I'm gonna speak on the guys I know. That's my guys.
What's your earliest like childhood memory in Detroit? Because I know, like, I was watching The Scene yesterday. It came on. You remember The Scene, New Dance Show? And I was like, wow, he had a life.
That's funny that you mentioned that because my earliest childhood memories aren't in Detroit because I was born in Highland Park. I was born in Highland Park.
Coco was from Highland Park.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, me and her had a conversation about that too. But I was actually born in Highland Park. I was born on West Buena Vista. Stayed at 90 and a half West Buena Vista, and then we moved over here in 77 or 76.
Okay.
I was born in 71. So we moved over here in 77. I know when we moved over here, I was just starting first grade.
Okay.
You know, so I went to kindergarten in Highland Park, and then we moved over here. We kind of moved on up to the west side in Highland Park. You know, I remember the first shell shock was we didn't have alleys. When we moved over here, I think one of the first things I did was, because we had a garage, but behind the garage was an alley. You could pull into the garage from the alley. So when I see the garage door in the driveway, I'm like, oh, we done made it.
That is
amazing. You know, so that was some of my first fondest memories are actually of Highland Park. And then once we moved over here, of course, I'm gonna go back to Highland Park because all my childhood friends were still there. So my first couple of summers, like the 80s, 81, 82, 83, I was in Highland Park for the summer.
Shout out to HP.
Yep, shout out to HP. HP to the fullest.
Baby.
HP to the fullest.
Right.
Yep. And
I'm
then
gonna get dirty with it. I'm trying to wait and let it like build up.
Let it build up. Yeah, y'all shoot. I'm gonna answer them truthfully.
So I definitely do want to know about your because like what started you being involved in the community more, because I'm a community activist, so I really want to talk about your community involvement and your efforts with that.
So when I got home, I was formerly incarcerated. I did 10 years in the Fed. So when I got home, I was reinventing myself. You know, so hence the name change and everything. Because when I was born, my parents weren't married, and there was a feud between my dad, mom, and my mom over whatever it was. And she was like, you know, my mother is one of them women like, what? Oh, okay, screw y'all, I got this. You know, so it was one of those type of situations. But so once I got grown, I came home, I was reinventing myself, and I changed my last name to my dad's last name, and I reinvented myself. I met my future wife. We had a daughter. She already had 2 sons, and with her and her family, they've always been contributing to community and community service and helping the people. They've always been in politics. So me and my wife actually knew of each other growing up because of sports. But we never were, you know.
Now that's the former mayor's sister.
Yes, I am. Yeah. So that, you know, and a lot of me seeing bro up, going over speeches and, you know, worried about this and worried about that. And it's so funny because how I witnessed the media play him and then how I witnessed them play everybody else. It's a money-making factor in there that our people don't understand, to where it don't become about law and order. It become about profit.
Right.
So hopefully, having lived through that, people can now see with some of the things that just recently transpired with the soon-to-be former mayor, Duggan, and all his stuff, and how they reported on that compared to how they reported on Kwame. So
right, exactly.
But it's a whole.
Were you incarcerated for any of that? You weren't involved.
No.
Okay, I didn't think you had.
I was locked up from 97 to 2005. I got out October the 22nd of 2005.
Okay.
And what was the situation?
It's funny that you mentioned that, and it's funny that you mentioned that because with our people, there's people that I grew up with who since hearing all the stories, they tried to put me at this alleged
That's
at the party.
They
tried to put me at the party. They tried to say, "What is that?" And that's just our people who don't do research. The simplest little bit of research to make them be like, "Oh, it's impossible for him to have that."
Right.
But we don't do that. And I've had people, come on, man, you know, you and your cousin Bobby was smoking them big boy cigars at the, and I'm like, dude, I was locked up. Like, it ain't like.
You heard it on the What Up Doe podcast. He was locked up, y'all.
But that is just so crazy. It's so crazy, man. So it's so many things that our people go through that we don't even have to go through. If we just did the slightest thing of common sense or a little bit of research, you'd be like, oh, that was impossible. But, you know, hey, it is what it is.
So for what you want to like share about that, what you can share, what actually led from like, you got this, you won these championships in high school, got the D1 offer and all this stuff, and went off to college and all this stuff, and then you find yourself coming back to some situation that leads to having to go to prison. What all led into that you can share?
So what really, just growing up in the 80s, man, and this is no cop out or no excuse, but having grown up in Reaganomics and the overabundance of drugs that was here, they were so ready, accessible, especially if you was I'm gonna put it to you like this. There's no coincidence that a lot of the major drug dealers in urban areas was ex-basketball players or football players, because we were already popular. So people had already gravitated to us. So some of my biggest fans when I was coming up in high school were some of the biggest drug dealers on the west side of Detroit.
Right.
I mean, I ain't trying to, it is what it is. That's just what it is. I was watching the show BMF, and they was showing the meeting at one of the games, and they was chatting. See, I played in that game. The show from the year that they were saying, they lined it up perfect, because they was like, 1987. That was my sophomore year. I played in that game. That's something that you can be like, okay, that's accurate, because then I actually know
dancery in there too, y'all. Y'all had dancery in there.
Yeah, and I actually know, because I actually know TMEs. We shared a bunch of same friends, and then sports in Detroit is one of the things that ties everybody together in some way, shape, or form. You either played against somebody, or they know of you from playing ball, or you hung out with them, and so yeah, Detroit is a small, tight knit place.
Right.
Yeah, people quick to judge though. Like, I can imagine being back in that time, especially with Kwame, and everybody was proud. I'm just rethinking how we were at that time. And then you got your family. That's your family. So it's different.
That's for sure.
And, that's your family. And then you on cloud nine, because everybody was pro Kwame, and then it quickly shifts when things happen. You know that.
Well,
so I don't know if you could run us through that timeline with it.
I just tell people like this: I had the best of both worlds, from a municipality standpoint, learning the ins and outs of government and how the city is run and all that. But then I also had from the aspect of being a contractor, because my cousin, we were the largest black contractor in Michigan at the time. All that stuff was going on, and this wasn't nothing that was given to us. My grandfather and his brothers started the company. My Uncle Wesley, Bobby's dad, was the one with the skill set. He got with his brothers. Hey, look, we can do this, y'all. They got together, started the company. Unc ran it, taught Bobby the game, and then as we all got older, we started working for the company. But I got locked up in '97. So when I got locked up, I'm witnessing the company go from Ford Field to Comerica Park to water main, sewer repairs, and everything. So at the height of our thing, we had got MDOT certified, and we had a $50 million bonding capacity. So we was there. And by being there, we was in a few people way too. And this ain't me on no conspiracy theory stuff. This is factual, actual information. And the reason I say that is because if you look now, there's no black contractor there. Once we got there, it was like they got us out the way. Now here it is 20 years later, and nobody's filled that gap. Nobody's filled that void.
Somebody feeling it. They feeling it though.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
They filled it up with something. It just wasn't no brothers.
Right, and they felt it. Yeah, they definitely felt it. I mean, they was there at first, because I remember the conversations was, man, y'all really about to do this? And I remember being so geeked, because I was in on the meetings. Like, we got to go over here and meet with these people out at MDOT. We got to go out here in these small little white places, and we the only brothers out there. Me and Bobby, we meeting with these guys. So I'm thinking we made it, but we made it to the crosshairs, and the rest is what played out in the media that you guys saw.
How is your cousin doing now?
He's good. He's real good.
You talk to him and everything?
Every day. I talk to him every day. So
shout out to Bobby Ferguson.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because even now, he's getting a raw deal, because they waited until he got out from doing 8 years to blackballing. And like, when you do your time and you get out, you're supposed to be able to come back and give back. But they did some shady, just dirty, rotten, stuff that they did to him after he got out, and it shouldn't have been that way. But thank God for private work. And municipalities aren't the only thing out here. People still need to get houses tore down, and people need to still get water mains fixed and all that stuff. So and they can't take that from you. If you got a skill set or a trade, they can't take that from you.
They can't take that. That's right.
Yep.
Wow. So during that time when y'all was when you was part of the team and y'all was working, what was like one of y'all biggest obstacles? Like, what the fuck was like I know how it is to be one of the only black people doing what you was doing at that time. You know what I'm saying? And for you to get in, and I know when y'all first got in, somebody had to move out the way.
Right. Well, so
Right.
really, it was more so not really moving out the way, because what we did, we made sure we had all the equipment to do the jobs. Not no having to go rent or go get. We had over 43 pieces of equipment. We had 13 trucks, dump trucks. We had,
you was ready.
we had everything we needed to do to do the job. So that was one thing that separated us, because a lot of people, I'm not gonna say they fronts, but they there to be the minority participant. So the big dogs can meet a set requirement that the city may put in there for minority participations. So a lot of people do that, but we wasn't like, no, we wasn't about to be, okay, y'all can be on the job, but just sit over here. No, we putting our trucks to work, we putting our equipment to work, because that's how you get the money. You got to be vested. You got to have some skin in the game.
Well, we all from Detroit, right? And you from HP by way of Detroit. So they coming up. They're gonna have another Mario race coming up, and I don't have no skin in the game, unfortunately.
Me neither. I don't.
Why are you laughing, man?
I think the only one that got skin in the game is Rob, because he is a Detroiter. But I know that I will say that I'm a little biased, because my very young friend, I knew him since I was 5 years old. It's called Solomon Kinlock Jr.
Okay.
And he's very good. So I would, of course, but you know what? That doesn't matter, because I really do like Mary Sheffield. So I'm gonna have to make a decision.
The one thing you just did that I respect so much, your honesty. You was transparent. Like I know Mary from being on contractor calls. She's the president of the city council. So we were, and then I know Todd Perkins, he's represented my firm on some things, and and then I know Mary, and Chantel. I know Chantel Jenkins personally, because she works for Bro. She works for Bro. Yeah, she works for she works under Kwame administration. And then, so I'm a little jaded with that, for the simple fact that I've been close to that seat. So, and I'm jaded in the sense that how the media played my family when it came to that. So, and I know Mary is from a big family, political family, and then Kinlock too. What I don't like what I don't like about the mayoral race here is now that the media is they back to slinging innuendo and sensationalism. Is that because it's all black candidates? Because when dude was running, you didn't hear nothing. Even when he was going through a lawsuit,
Duggan didn't even live in the city. Remember, and did the same thing they trying to blame Kinlock for, and saying that he had a.
So you see the difference in reporting.
Yes.
And then I appreciate y'all for doing this, because it gives a voice for people to say that. You don't even, the media here been neutered. They don't even go, like I say, I'm jaded, because I done seen them run up on me coming from picking up my boys from football practice, and we backing up in the driveway. They come running with cameras, and my boys think somebody about to attack us. So y'all was running up on us. I was fresh from prison, and y'all was running up to these stories, but y'all wasn't running. Y'all not running up on nobody else. Y'all not doing those same tactics. I know it's 10, 20 years later, but that shit worked for y'all when y'all was doing it. But y'all they ain't never once run up on a white boy.
Right.
And I have to tell people, I don't have no problem with Duggan. My problem is with the people, because the same thing, y'all went off on my man, but they ain't saying nothing about dude. I can't be mad at him for doing his job and living his life, but y'all was checking on us. You knew who worked where, who was related to who, what division they worked in, and who their cousin was. But then when all these white people come here, y'all ain't saying nothing. No, we don't know. It's all these development deals going on.
I know exactly what you mean, though. You're right.
They need to keep that same energy, but they don't.
They don't. I've seen more development. It's more new developments, apartment buildings, businesses. Back when Bro was the mayor, such and such, a third cousin just opened up this, or such and such cousin got that, and this, that, and other. And I'm like, damn. Nah, you look up, it's a new apartment complex. You don't know who owned it, what's their relation to
who, or something.
It's like, so it's just a double standard. But like I say,
I got one question for you. I got this.
Yes,
I ain't trying to cut you off, my man.
No,
go
ahead. That's what we doing,
because I feel the shit. So, but I'm getting to like some shit with Kwame, but I just saw Kwame the other day. I didn't realize he was that fucking big, because he came to the hospital. I work up at DMC. He came up there and he asked me, "Hey, brother, show me how to get to the elevator." You know what I'm saying? He cool in the motherfucker. Big motherfucker. But
he did do. You did
I'm gonna tell you, I always had a likeness for him, because he was always a smooth brother. Whatever the fuck he was doing, whatever the fuck he got caught up in, whatever. But he was still a smooth brother, just kind of like Obama type, smooth character motherfucker. But my question is, they go from loving this nigga He was the youngest mayor that we ever fucking had. They go from loving him to hate him, and I'm trying to really figure out where did all the shit kind of go wrong. What was like that smoking gun? Like damn,
So
we
I said, from 97 to 2005, I was incarcerated. So I only knew what was going on in the city from the newspaper, from the media. So I didn't really have a good understanding, but I still had my people here, and people talk. So I was locked up with the guy. I don't know if you guys remember. It was a cab company. Used to be on the west side, down by Grand River and Lasher, all the way to Telegraph. They was white and red.
Yeah.
I forgot the name. So the owner of that company was locked up with me at Terre Haute. He come to find out he owned Metro Cars. He had did something with the Metro Cars at the airport that ended up being a felony. So he got like a year and a day.
Mm-hmm.
So during the first election, there was another police officer that was there that he was cool with that handled the towing and he handled the towing and the parking stuff. So him and the guy were cool because that's, being a cab company and working at Metro, he also had the contract at the city airport, Metro Cars. He owned Metro Cars and he owned that taxi company. Mm-hmm. So when Kwame beat Gil Hill, he was so upset. I'm talking about that motherfucker. He was that young punk and this, that, and other. So I'm like, damn. But he lost a contract.
Oh, yeah.
So, see, that's what peaked. I'm like, well, damn, okay. He this mad about this, and he don't even know dude. Like,
and then he know that you was...
No, I wasn't at the time.
Oh, at the time, that's right.
I just was a Detroiter. I didn't know. I just knew dude because he played at Cass, and I played with Cooley, and he guarded me a couple times in high school, so we didn't really know each other. We knew of each other. So, it piqued my interest. Like, why would this guy who's doing time be so upset at a young black man aspiring to mayor? Well, Gil Hill was his guy. So his guy lost. So now he mad at the guy who won. Yeah. So he had no intentions on bettering the city. He wanted to get his money. So that's another thing people don't realize. When you see somebody mad at another political candidate, sometimes it be because they lost out on something.
Yes, I know.
That's what I always figured.
That's just me being real. That's just being real.
Well, yeah, you're right, Daniel, too, in this political arena.
Yeah, because if you really for the city, you're going to say, okay, well, let's see what dude going to be about. Let's see what dude going to do. Yeah, because I want the city to flourish. But if your guy didn't win, and you like, oh, that motherfucker, damn, what you really about? Right. You know what I'm saying? If you really about the city, dude might get in there and do good. Help him. Right. But then if you like, oh, this motherfucker, they cheated and this, that, and other. It's kind of like what we're going through with Trump now. Because I'm like, okay, we done been through all these other presidents. And dude, don't get me wrong, dude is an asshole. But since I've been 13, 14 years old, older white men have wanted something, wanted me to come to their school, wanted me to play for their team or whatever it is. So I know how older white men are when it come to you, when they can get something out of you. Just like, vote for me or whatever, come to my school, all that. Right. We seem to think, I know I want what's best for my kids, and I'm an older black man. So why wouldn't I think this white man want the same thing for his kids and his people? Like, we get jaded with our political views. Like, who taught you niggas this shit? Like, this shit is about us bettering ourselves. Right. We're less about another motherfucking race of people. Now, I don't wish no ill will towards them, but I want what's best for me and mine. Because my daughter got to pick from this dating pool. Or whatever, or my son's got to pick from this dating pool. So I want the best. I want us to be the best citizens that we can be. I don't care who in office. So it get a point to where you get older, you be like, damn, I'm really conservative. Like, it be like, damn, I'm like, God,
what you doing?
So, and the first thing you got to do, man, you got to be true to yourself. You can't be, you can't just because they expect you to be this, no, man, I become a conservative.
Yeah, and when you in politics, see, and when you kind of like stumbled into politics, like because see, we was talking about Duggan. Well, my uncle used to be the deputy mayor, Ike McKinnon. You probably know.
Right, I know. I know Ike personally from hooping the Pal League.
I'm sure. Yeah, he's always been involved in Detroit, sport in Detroit, and he tried to keep, stay neutral about everything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But yeah, so I understand how it is when you growing up in that, arena, and it's hard, but Kwame, it was a tough deal because I think a lot of people were rooting for him, but then during that time, because I was so young, we was in high school when we Donnie, when we all in high school.
Hell no, we was grown.
We was out of high school. It was like
what year you graduated?
In our 20s. We was in college. That's what it was.
Nah, when Kwame was the mayor, but I'm talking about when all the other shit started hitting the fan.
When he was the mayor,
when they put him in prison.
That was like 07 when everything
went down.
It was like 2013 when prison stuff came about.
Yeah. Wow.
And then there's another thing I think people fail to realize about that whole saga. There was money being made. Like I tell people all the time, it wasn't about crime and punishment. there was money being made, and they didn't have to pay the star of the show. They didn't have to pay him. So you think about this. Everybody talking about viral and clicks and likes and all that. The man saved the print media here. The newspapers, the text message scams, all that shit, them papers, it saved them. They was about to go bankrupt. They had combined the two papers, and then when that happened, they couldn't keep a newspaper. They made money off that stuff. So they didn't care about truth or what was the truth or what was not, because they was making money.
You ever see Christine Beatty?
Yeah, that's
I saw her at a dinner she did.
I see. One day we were at TV on a Wednesday.
She seemed to be doing well for herself too.
She definitely. People got Chris messed up. Chris a trooper. Chris was under, Chris was under more pressure than some of these street guys be under when they get caught with all that dope or whatever. The feds was on her. They wanted her to serve dude up. Dudes get away. Dudes get out of trouble by making up lies on people, and she didn't. She could have made up something and got out of trouble. Then wouldn't have did a day, and she didn't. So that's my sister. She always get the utmost respect. Mother that watch what they say about her around me, because I don't,
She's a motivational speaker for a lot of women. She speaks for women in domestic violence. Think
about all the shit she's been through. So Chris, that's my sis. I love Chris. CB. Yeah.
So what's the nonprofit? We kind of talked about this stuff. I do want to know about
the nonprofit is called the Brothers of Kelly Park.
That's nice.
And that consists of myself and about 20 other dudes. About 5 or 6 of them have passed away and going on, but it's us. It ain't me, it's us. It's a whole collective. It's pros, it's guys that are pros, Derek Coleman, T. Wheeler, everybody. It ain't just me. It ain't just about me. So we had already been taking care of the park when the administration wasn't. The city had fell off during the bankruptcy.
Where's the park at?
Here in the Oakfield.
Okay.
It's on the west side, Quay St. Mary's community.
Okay, I know where that's at.
And I grew up there playing there. I honed my skills there. Yeah. So it's literally like me giving back to where I grew up at. Yeah. So nice. And it's funny because the kids, oh my God. My neighborhood kids are so funny. And it's because the society is so different now. We grew up, both parents, and you had to be home for the street lights. Man, these kids don't got to be nowhere. They be hanging.
They be outside.
They be outside. And these kids are not they're not tablet kids. They outside. They on their bikes. They riding. Yeah, no, I love it. I'm getting just as much out of this as they are. Talking to them and then seeing them later in the neighborhood. Coach, what's up, man? They pulling up like they were riding down the street earlier today. And I introduced them to my mother and my dad, and so it's that type of thing.
It's nice. So you guys like drills? Is it like a camp thing?
It's a summer camp thing. So they young. It's ages 6 to 14. Okay. So some of them have never played organized. They just played at the parks and in the backyard. That's how I was. So we're giving them a chance to understand. They get frustrated. So I have to talk to them. It's more like a life skill thing.
Life skills, yeah.
Yeah, it's more, so I got like 4 counselors that are like the coaches. And these are young guys that Jaleel Ward, his dad is George Ward, who's the head coach of King, who played with me at Cooley. Then we got Tariq Holmes. His dad is Thomas Holmes. He's a business guy and played ball. And then Aaron Walden Jr., his dad got the Michigan Playmakers AAU team. And all this stuff is all encompassing. This is me messing with my guys that I grew up with. And we all encompassed in basketball. My daughter, she all city, all state down in Atlanta, Georgia. And she came here and was working with the kids. So she getting tutelage from doing that, working with the kids, learning how to talk to people. And because the kids looking up to her. I'm putting her on my Instagram page. They seeing her doing her thing. So they like, oh, that's Big D daughter, So it's all encompassing. I'm trying to get her ready to do this too. To take over what I got going, Her and her brothers. She already got a company in her name. She has an abatement company in her name. She's a part of my company, her and her brothers. So I'm trying to phase out. They can come and take over.
So what do you need for the organization? Do you need volunteers? Is there a way that people can support?
So we're official full 501c3. I'll send you guys the whole thing.
Yeah, send me that so I can put it up.
The biggest thing that I really like is my apprenticeship program. I'm waiting on the state to send me the approval so I can start doing it, because I'm gonna teach the kids the heavy equipment operation, abatement, construction, demolition and stuff.
Wow,
but my biggest thing is to go back into the prisons, because that's where I learned it at. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up to Mile, and I already done talked to the warden up there. But we're gonna have a sit down. I'm gonna tell him, like, look, man, I'm a former inmate here. I got a construction company. I got a 501c3. I want to come in here. I got a relationship with Michigan Cat. They're going to supply the equipment. We're going to teach guys heavy equipment operation. And then the guys that are good, I'm going to be able to hire them when they come home. When they get out of the house, I'll be able to hire them as operators, laborers, or they'll be able to know how to do abatement or whatever. So that's my mission. That's my goal, to do that. And then I got a couple other projects where, my big thing is there's some land here that has a church or school, that has a gym on it. And I'm in the process of trying to get that, to make that into like an academy, like an Oak Hill Academy, where it's, it ain't gonna be about 20 or 30 students, but we're gonna focus on them being in the skilled trades through sport. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna learn to do electric.
That's how like Focus Hope when it started.
Right, exactly. But this is gonna be, I'm trying to get Nike or one of the shoe companies to sponsor with the city and the state and get it funded. And then once we do that, I want the curriculum to be skilled trades. They're gonna learn to be plumbers, because that's what's I mean, everybody need a degree, but you need to have a trade, because these robots about to take over and do everything.
Skilled trades is where it's at. They say you really need skilled trades. They don't need all of, these degrees and stuff, but we ain't got no plumbers.
Yeah, we ain't got nobody to do electricians. We ain't got no electricians.
They said they said we need 50,000 plumbers a year to get what we need for the future. I know.
I have to get 10 in there. Let me get 10 in there. I'm good. Just let me get 10 of them in there. That'll change, that'll change some people.
That'll change some. I'm like, man, we need 50,000
plumbers, 10 carpenters.
50,000 people got to be plumbers. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Even to make it, or you will have to, can you imagine? The whole article was, can you imagine waiting 3 weeks for a plumber? See, we don't think about that now. This is what's happening, going to happen 30 years from now. When everybody, IT people and cybersecurity people, we ain't got no plumbers.
Right. That's exactly where it's heading too.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. So what's in the future for you?
Well, right now, like I say, I'm trying to do the school thing. And then I'm never gonna phase out of construction or general contracting, but I'm about to phase into development.
Well, okay.
The development. So there's a
never Detroit leadership. I was trying to lean towards that. Like,
so so what I do is I try to do my business where I'm from. So there's a spot around the corner from where I grew up at. It used to be an old party store. I'm about to try to convert that into a barbecue. I love the grill. I love the barbecue. So I'm about to try to convert that into a carry-out soul food barbecue place.
Okay.
That's right in my neighborhood that I grew up in.
Oh, nice.
Then down the street from there's a plot of land, commercial land, that I want to develop into a senior veteran. I want that to be my first development. I got a couple of people that's, because I got the 501c3. And then see, that's another thing. People don't realize when you got that, people look for you.
Yeah.
So, and my thing with that is, I'm not trying to, my development, I'm going to be involved. I'm going to do the infrastructure, the underground sewer, all that. I'm going to do whatever demolition. Then y'all come in with the financing and the actual building of the place.
That cuts off a lot on the cost too.
Exactly. So
that's a big cost. Yeah.
And then a big thing of that is, here in Detroit, you got your haters. People don't like the fact that I went away and did that time, and now I'm back and I'm doing stuff. I got little stuff going on, so that's why I try to tell y'all. I try to stay humble, because people. The moment somebody think he think he the shit, and next thing you know, you got all tight. Like, wait a minute, where is this coming from?
Right.
You done piss somebody off. I'm a big social media poster. I post about politics. I post about sports.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a LeBron James fan. People hate that. I'm a Floyd Mayweather fan. People hate that.
Really? They mad because I'm a Layla Ali fan, and I think that Clarissa can't come towards her. But hey,
I think Layla. I think that too, but I think Layla been laid off too long, and she gonna need.
Layla 47, man.
And she's 30. That's 17 years.
That ain't fair, dog.
That's gonna be a difference.
Yeah,
that ain't fair.
She's a 47 and active 47. Yeah. She's been active for 15, 16 years.
Right.
Yeah. And she a mother. And this is what I said. It's something about a mother. If she knows she ain't got nothing, she got to get that last punch, because she do not want. She got to take care of babies. So I'm telling you, there's some maturity that come with, being older and, living her life. And I think she a better boxer. It was an elegance about her.
She's a better boxer, and she got more power.
She got more knockouts too.
But she been laid off too long.
21 knockouts. And Clarissa only got 3 knockouts.
I didn't realize that about her record. Not that I'm taking from her, but yeah, she didn't have as many knockouts, and I didn't even really realize that about her.
People win by decision. I mean, I want you knocking somebody. I want to get my money worth when I love boxing. So I just feel like Layla Ali always had a gracefulness about her. She always was feminine, even though she was a boxer.
The boxer, right?
And I've always loved that about her. She always had an elegance about her.
Yeah.
I just think that
Clarissa kind of dykes or something.
See, I ain't say that. You ain't about to put words in my
I'm
mouth.
just asking because you said she ladylike and shit.
No, I said she was
She
graceful.
is a little bit like
I said graceful.
but she's straight.
I said graceful. I said
she
graceful.
said graceful. She said she did.
See, trying to put words in my mouth, but she trying to say no. I seen the movie. Did y'all see the movie, The Fire Inside?
I haven't seen it yet, but I heard it was pretty good.
It was really good. It was really a good
I heard
movie.
It was.
And her, you know, all she went through and her life and everything, and then now she with Papoose and everything. So I hope
the earlier part of her career, we helped support her.
We did.
It was a young lady that worked for us that knew her from Flint through the church stuff, and Clarissa was young. She had to be. This was like 2005 or 2006. She had to be young as hell. So she was like, I think she might even still been in the amateurs or something.
Yeah, she probably was, but yeah, she wanted that. She wanted that.
She stuck it out.
She got on Layla as them gold medals. I don't think Layla got no gold medals too.
No.
Yeah,
man, I think Layla started older too. I think
she was older. She was older. So that but she was just.
I was about to say, I thought that too. Yeah, she ain't really.
Layla made me think I could fight. Shoot, I was like,
they being pretty and can fight. That's your thing. He's like, okay.
Well, look, I got a question for you. Since you said Floyd, do you think Floyd is the GOAT?
Think he the GOAT?
Okay, now my GOAT is off the court and all encompassing. That's why I can't say Floyd the GOAT. Ali, I say Ali.
Yeah.
But business wise and boxing wise,
money wise,
it's Floyd.
Yeah.
It's Floyd because you come to the game to make your money and to be the best, and he did that.
Yeah.
He definitely did that. Now he ain't got the love of the people. He ain't got.
I don't care what y'all say. It's Rocky Balboa for me. No,
oh my God. So no Joe Frazier, huh? Just Rocky Balboa out of Philly. It's funny because somebody was just talking about that.
I love Rocky. The one thing that your boy did that I always respected the most is even Ali, Sugar Ray, Tommy Hearns, a lot of them guys, their issue was they fought too long. That's why they be talking all slow and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even Ali, you know what I'm saying?
He definitely went too long.
He played Frazier, and I wasn't old enough to actually see the fights, but you know,
George Foreman. No, I used to like George Foreman.
I watched them all, but like I said, Floyd stopped at a early time.
He didn't take no whole bunch of punishment.
And that's what. And some people didn't like the way he fought. Right, but I thought it was like fucking some classic shit.
Man, me too.
You only get hit so many times.
Can't be mad at him.
They come to see
mad at him for being smart.
You can't come to see a slugfest and not
it's
with
different.
Floyd, he ain't about to go. This ain't what that used to be when they used to do the before MMA. Tough man. This ain't a tough man contest where we just gonna get in there and rock him, sock him, robot. No, he's trying to.
But you got to see what I would assume, and I don't even know deep about boxing, but just to know where the game went with it. You know, when Floyd came around, man, it was time to get paid off this now. You know, because everybody else was getting paid, and he wasn't. I mean, it was different because and those fighters, man, they took a lot of punches, but it was just a different era, to me.
Right.
Another thing I liked about Floyd, y'all, he was a student of the game because he shared something that I didn't know and realized, and I'm of age and should know. Leon Spinks beat Muhammad Ali and only had 6 fights. When Leon Spinks beat Muhammad Ali, he had only had 6 fights.
Wow.
Ali record was what it was.
Right.
And that boy got in there and beat Ali. Should have never been in the ring with that boy. A dude with 6 fights be the GOAT.
Didn't that happen to Tyson? And what was that guy? Bubba, what was his name?
Buster Douglas.
Buster Douglas. No, Buster Douglas was a seasoned veteran. Buster Douglas wasn't no newbie. He wasn't no newbie, but it was caught off guard.
He was new
caught
to
off guard bad though. I remember
he
that.
was new to if you didn't really watch a lot of boxing. But if you
right,
watch a lot of boxing, he wasn't new.
Yeah, he wasn't no household name. But he had been, I think they had sparred against each other a couple times, so they were familiar with each other. And everybody was like, they didn't take it serious, Mike said he didn't take it serious. He wasn't in shape. That was a hell of a long count when dude knocked Buster Douglas out. I mean, knocked him down.
Yeah.
He was down by about 15 seconds, but they say, hey.
I just think about all of the stadiums and stuff when we was growing up, like Joe Louis Arena, everything gone. Remember the Olympia?
Yep,
That's
Cobo Hall.
Yeah, Cobo. All of them gone.
All
It's like the future. It's all of this stuff we see now. Comerica Park. That's gonna be gone one day. And people
the Caesars. Yeah, I remember when they demoed the Palace. I was like, I can't believe it, because the Palace came on board in '89 when I graduated. So I was, you know, because we had played the state championship games always at Chrysler Arena at U of M, and then when after we won our third straight one, they moved it to the Palace, Auburn Hills.
Yeah, that's something how they.
So three state championships. Like it ain't a lot of people that can say they experienced that in high school.
Yeah, no, it ain't but two. Me and Mike Talley.
I mean, to win one, you know, is tough. But to say you won three,
that's
in a row. We won three in a row. 87, 88, and 89. Wow. That alone was just something. As I sit back and reflect on it, I just be like, wow. I'd be like, wow.
Yeah,
I remember them runs too.
That's favor. That's favor right there.
Yeah,
but look, I just saw a bunch of your boys like less than a year ago. I go to a game. You probably was at the game. They honored y'all.
Oh,
I remember
at Wayne
George.
State. At Wayne State.
I was at the game. I still go to high school games.
Okay,
even though
me too. Yeah,
I ain't ball in high school and shit. But
you still hit the game.
I coached for a little while. But I love high school games. You know, I don't know. For the money I paid, $5, $10 get in this motherfucker. I'm about to see. Some niggas I'm gonna see on TV eventually, because I go to enough games and I pick and choose. Okay, I'm gonna hit that one, go that one. But like I said, y'all came on the flow and shit, and then I was like, oh, them niggas went to Cooley. I said, damn, Cooley was that cold. 89, goddamn.
Oh yeah, trust me, I knew it coming in.
And then remember, D, because I think I might have asked you a couple days later, like, dog, was the Cooley that cold?
Yeah, we was like I say. Out of my 4 years in high school, I won the state championship 3 and went to the city championship 2 of the 3 times.
Is it still up, Cooley? Or
I mean, they basically
it's still up. It's still up at the call.
It was arguing over it about
Southwestern came in and took the torch after they pretty much got for our years.
Actually, Southwestern been there the whole time, because they had Southwestern was like LeBron. They had went to the state championship about 9 or 10 times and never won. Yeah, they didn't win it to Jalen and Bo and Howard in '90. They won it in '90 and '91. They won it back to back.
Yeah.
After we won it 3 years in a row. Then they won it 2 years in a row, and then I think it went to Persian. I mean, but it stayed like a PSL team. But in the earlier '70s and '80s, it was all the Flint teams. Flint Northwestern, Flint Central, Flint Beecher. They were winning. They were beating a lot of the Detroit teams then.
Right. Yeah. Wow. That's something. So what about the future of Detroit? What you think we need to do, since, like I said, we are doing this mayor thing?
I'm like,
what do you think Detroit need to do to get where it need to be? I know it's work on the inner city, because that's something that they have failed to do.
Me brutally being honest, we've lost Detroit. I don't think it's gonna never be the black stranglehold that it was. I mean, the black Mecca that it was. And the reason I say that, because not just politically.
Gentrification?
Yes, and we don't have the power. We don't have the money. I don't care. There's an underlying current of money being pushed into Detroit, and we don't have no. Now they definitely messing with us to do it, but we don't got the money. These development deals, they coming in and partnering with us, but they're holding the equity stake of it because they got the money.
We losing the value.
We've lost it. We've lost it. They come in, they took Belle Isle, they took all the entities, the water department, that's the Great Lake Water Authority.
They gave the water.
Who's behind the rebuilding the Black Bottom? I keep seeing that come up. You heard anything about that?
Well, you would think by being that they would be out in the front, like, hey, this is what we doing, get behind us.
It would sound like it ain't the right people behind it that's gonna restore it.
Because you don't know who it is. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. If it was us, they'd be like, yeah, we about to get behind this, we about to do this, do that. You don't hear nothing about it. You don't hear nothing about it.
Out right there.
Yeah, they putting it back, 375, they about to put it back. So now just imagine 40, 50 years ago when they did it, it broke up all the black stranglehold down there. Now they about to redo it back, but we ain't got the money to do it. Right.
Hey, listen, before we get you on the phone, we was talking about like back in the day when you go in a restaurant and you see a sign that say no black people or no African American, whites only, a store, a gas station, a restaurant, all this shit. But I told my boy the other day, but at the same time, so what? We can't go to their gas station. We got our own gas station.
Right.
Well, nigga, we can't go to their supermarket. Fuck them hoes. We got our own supermarket. Yeah. But now, nigga, we have
desegregation killed us. Desegregation killed us. Killed us. Kilters.
I mean, just said that. Rob just said that.
And it's to the point now.
The civil rights said the civil rights movement.
I said it was the civil rights shit.
Yeah.
Too many rights.
I mean, but we was arguing. If you could tell, some dude told my homeboy that Martin Luther King ain't do shit for us, and I was like, I can't say that. I can't say that.
Right.
I can't say Martin ain't do shit for us when the nigga took a bullet for somebody.
Hey, you know what school we would go to if it wasn't Martin Luther King?
Do nothing.
I ain't saying he a perfect man. Nothing,
but when we run down to the civil rights movement, as far as what the end result of it was, we did lose a lot of our businesses. Instead of going to only black joints, because we could only go to them, now we going to white man shit, the white man this, and you can't wait to get there.
I'm in total agreement with you. Now let me ask you this. Let me ask y'all this. Why don't nobody try to emulate what the Nation of Islam did or doing?
What they doing?
What you talking about? Explain that.
They self-contained.
Oh yeah.
They self-contained.
FOI ain't playing.
FOI ain't playing. They protect themselves. They
never have been though. It's kind of like being on an island and having your own your own everything. That's
I mean, and I'm not saying that they the wherewithal and be withal, but I'm saying with what they doing, they've been successful.
Yeah,
the guys that come out the joint in Nation of Islam, they clean themselves up. They take care of themselves. They women ain't out here in no mess. It ain't no, you know what I'm saying? So
that's the truth. That's the truth. The thing about Louis Farrakhan, he 90-something years old, and that man look amazing. And whatever he do, he be fat. But he tell me, I never will forget, because I read Elijah Muhammad's book, How to Eat to Live. That's probably the best book I ever read, anything dietary. But he said the best way to cure your illnesses is by not eating every day, because food be in your system for 2 days. So if you eating constantly, then you ain't never letting it get out your body. And I was like, wow. And when I learned that kind of helped me with answer a lot of questions with allergies and stuff. And I was like, I need to just stop eating all the time. Take a break sometime.
You seem like you like me. I'm a foodie.
Yeah, I'm a foodie, but I do intermittent fasting. So I do just eat once a day. But I had to train myself because my blood sugar was going up and stuff. So I had to figure out ways to
what time to eat. So
what time to eat and what to eat and and how to eat to live. Because I really didn't know. We grew up on soul food, and my mother's from Montgomery, Alabama. That's what she knew. So she did it like she, so I had to, when you know better, you got to do better when you get older. So I was like, I got to figure out something. So somebody gave me that book, and I never will forget. And I'm telling you, eating whole foods and stuff. So even though I wasn't a Muslim,
I still ate healthy.
I believe in that. And I listen to Louis Farrakhan. I don't care what nobody said. That man's smart. He know a lot of stuff. You ain't got to, pray like he prayed, but I can still resonate.
Yeah, you can get the word from whoever. It ain't got to come from, you can get the word from whoever.
Right. So you still talk to Kwame?
Yeah.
So y'all cool? So everything is cool. And I love to hear that. The reason I ask that, because a lot of times when you go through things, divorces or whatever, and things changing in your life and legal stuff, people can try to stay away. And we want to embrace our people and send our love out to Kwame and his family. I know he recently got a new family and got some kids, and so I just send love from Detroit, because I know he don't always get love from Detroit. So we want to send it for the Up Doe Podcast for sure.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, much love. And what people fail to realize, we bond over things that we've been through.
Yeah,
a lot of us, So unfortunately, we both been incarcerated. So he know how that is. I know how it is. There's other guys.
And you know what being a mayor is like too. And you know what being the youngest mayor and being black is like too. And he got so many other titles. You ain't got
being scrutinized, being just all type of stuff. So
that make you a better person, though, don't it? I mean,
definitely,
for sure.
Definitely, the stuff that I've been through these last 5 to 10 years, definitely let you know what you built for.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely plays a role in the whole thing.
For sure. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Yeah, I like y'all. It's easy talking to y'all. I mean, y'all, do y'all ever do it in person? I know y'all all.
That's the goal.
Yeah,
everybody got a job. Once we start making money, we get our views up and stuff.
Right.
We do all the work. We everything.
Have to go to Atlanta to get to it.
Atlanta. My daughter leaving out here tomorrow, going back home. She's in Fayetteville, in Georgia.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording, but we can still stay on. I'm just gonna stop the recording.
Okay. Yeah,
What Up Doe is your go-to podcast featuring 3 high school buddies from the legendary Martin Luther King Jr. Senior High. We dive into the latest entertainment buzz and spill our unfiltered thoughts. We are all about good vibes, healing hearts, and having a blast. So make sure you follow the What Up Doe podcast so you can stay in the loop with our latest episodes. Thanks for watching.